magnetic meteorite fragments. Get ready for an enchanting experience and let's embark on this cosmic adventure together. I would now like to request Mr. Baria to come on stage, and I would like to invite our Vice Principal, Professor Dr. Mandeep Kaur Kochar, to present Mr. Baria with a token of appreciation.
I request Farah Miss, I request Sabna Miss, please come to, yes, Virendra, you also can come. Can I have the organizing team who have been helping me, are they there? Quickly come. Small token of appreciation. We can have a picture, quickly come, organizing team, come forward, hurry up. So let's not take much time. Yeah, come, stand. Can we, this project rest of the pictures we will have on the dais. Thank you so much. Session is over.
Check. One. This is nice, you know. Shall I begin? Yes. Okay. So first of all, I am from the 2010 batch, 9-10 batch. That time BA was only 1 year, and so we had to do a lot crammed into 1 year. I think sometimes we have wished for, instead of 365 days, perhaps we were wishing for 365 into 2. And Virendra ma'am was with me, so we were batchmates back then. Yeah, we did our BA together. So it was a great experience. That is my under front bench. Nobody had the right to sit there. I would maximum I would shift one in, but I would always sit at the corner because I was quite interested in what these people were saying, and it was great fun. One after the other, I used to learn so many things. It was a fabulous thing, and this classroom is just fantastic. I just love the furniture and the vibe out here. Anyway, so I'm into astronomy since 1997. I started off my passion as a young enthusiast. I used to read books. And I had little money in my pocket, so I used to take 5-10 rupees. I used to go to BT station and Churchgate station, and I used to bargain with that fellow to buy old astronomy books second hand. Then I would, I would overturn my pockets and I would show them, oh, my college का student कुछ पैसा नहीं है, ये वो करके पैदल गया हूँ, पैदल आया हूँ, अब तो नाराज मत करो, I used to say all these things, and I kept on backing on all these books, and slowly and steadily, I developed the passion for sky watching. Then of course, as my pockets got a little deeper, even my instruments and books became a little better in their scope. And today I'm going to really enlighten you all. Our first session is going to be regarding meteorites and a general introduction to astronomy and sky watching. So let me just begin with, and the title of this presentation is Visitors from the Sky. So
Somebody will help.
yeah, you can somebody can take a chair or I can just speak like that also, it's fine, right? This is better? Yeah, otherwise I'm looking on. Yes, sir. Check 1, 2, 3. Okay. So I'm a very approachable kind of person. You can ask me any question. Linked to astronomy, no question is silly or funny. And sometimes I found out over the years that the younger the person, the younger the child, the more difficult the question they ask. You get it? Alright? Okay. So, first of all, what do you see in this image? It's a galaxy. Which galaxy is this? It's a Milky Way, right? It's a Milky Way galaxy. It's a whole island of stars. It's a whole island universe. And our Milky Way galaxy has approximately 4 400 or 200 to 400 billion stars. And just one speck of it, one piece of it is our sun. To let you know how many stars there are in the universe, if you collect all the sand on all the beaches of the world down to a depth of 3 feet, yet the number of stars outnumber the number of sand grains or particles of sand in the universe. So one of them is our Earth, and we truly are blessed to be on this planet. So here we are, visitors from outer space. And we know very well that we go around on a ball of rock, third ball of rock from the sun, known as the Earth. Okay? But sometimes we are visited by people from outer space. So let's have a look. Next, yeah. Okay, I will do it myself.
Fatima just helped.
Okay, so this is nice. This is, I'm with Dr. Kosha. Okay. So here, this is what our universe was looking, this is what our solar system was looking like a long time ago. Alright? Can you guess what is this? But is it an old sun? Is it a young sun? Is it a new sun or a young sun? What kind of sun is it?
New.
Very new and very young. But if you see what's circling, the very young sun are rings of gas. You see rings of gas? And these rings of gas and dust is what the solar system was first. The planets have not even formed as yet. For over millions of years, because of the force of gravity, planets began to form. Particles of dust became boulders. Boulders had more gravity, they pulled in more matter. And slowly and suddenly, you had the rocky planets like Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. And then you had the gas giants like Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Pluto, I think we speak about it later. This is Jupiter right here, the big boss of the solar system. And here we have another planet. And if you see, there are some bodies right here. What do you think they are? Meteorites? Are they meteorites? Or are they asteroids? Or are they meteors? Or are they shooting stars? Or are they comets? Or are they meteoroids? Meteoroids, okay. Meteoroid, asteroids. It's confusing. Meteoroids, asteroids, meteors, meteorites, but don't worry about that. I forget my own terminology by the time I finish a lecture, so you don't worry about it. Any which ways. So, when our solar system was forming, it was a very chaotic space. A very chaotic place also. Next one. Now, eventually, it looks something like this. Now, this is a typical geography textbook image. Otherwise, geography textbooks have to be kilometers long to fit the entire solar system inside. But here we have the 8 planets. And between the 8 planets, you have you have a huge gap. You have a massive gap. You got Mercury, Earth, you got Mercury, Venus, Earth, you got Mars. And between Mars and Jupiter, there is a fantastically huge gap. And that gap is not empty. That gap is not empty. It is filled up with debris or material or stones which for some reason could not form another planet. And what analogy can I give you for the same? Next please. So here you have a child who's making a Lego brick castle. You give him 2,000-3,000 pieces, he's making a Lego brick castle, and he does something and he adds all the pieces together, he fixes them together. But eventually what happens is, when he finishes a castle, sometimes a few Lego pieces are left here and there. The same thing happened with our solar system. Some of the material formed the planets, the majority of the material formed the sun, and there was some matter that was left here and there just on the side. Next. Right? So these are asteroids. What are these? Asteroids. Asteroids are, the name asteroids come from something that resembles stars. Stars are called aster, A-S-T-E-R. But an asteroid is a star-like point that moves in the sky. So these asteroids are going around, majority of them are going around between Mars and Jupiter. Next. So this is a simulation of how many asteroids there are in our solar system. This is worse than Andheri, Sakinaka, and I don't know. and you'll be, it's like literally walking through Churchgate Station and or Dadar or Thane, or same difference. Okay. It's literally like walking through a railway station, full force, and not even stopping to look at the person, just saying, just going through it, absolutely. You're going full force. You don't care about anybody. And there we have the third ring from our sun, our little Earth, going through this big shooting gallery of super fast big bullets. And some of these are city size, some of these are village size, some of these are the size of a school bus or a washing machine or a small car, or maybe a watermelon. And some of them are the size of Mount Everest. So we literally are moving around in this, and these are near asteroids. The green ones are known as NEOs, near Earth asteroids. And they will bang into Earth, they will collide into Earth, not today, not tomorrow, anytime. So let's see, let's go ahead. Formula One cars. Alright, yeah, I have a van out here, Formula One. Okay. So what happens, why do you watch Formula One racing? Why do you watch Formula One racing?
For me, it's
And you can sit and answer.
the speed, the thrill,
The speed, the thrill. Have you actually been for a Formula One race? The engines are roaring at full
But
speed.
I have seen one when it came to Mumbai.
Yeah, you know when the Schumacher had come with a Formula One car? And you know, some of my friends were waiting at the end of the Bandra Worli ceiling. So what he said was, when Schumacher was moving on the Bandra Worli ceiling, from one side you could hear the engine when he had just started this car at full speed. And the whole ceiling was kept empty for him. The big roaring engine. But when I was a kid, I was a pretty whacked out kid. I think around Corona only. And as a result, I used to watch Formula One for this. Next slide, please. The wonderful accidents that happen sometimes. Here we have one more fan of accidents. So, of course, then I understood as an adult that this can be pretty risky. What happens is, what I'm trying to say is, these asteroids which are going around the sun, they are just orbiting like planets. Sometimes they collide into each other. Because they're haphazard bodies. Some are huge, so they have more gravity. Some are small, so they have less gravity. And they're trying to find their way like gundas in a gully. They're trying to find their ways. They're trying to prove themselves, and they collide into each other. So some of these asteroids collide with each other. Next. Something like this. Right? Shattered into pieces. Let's go. Next one. And the result, some of these pieces end up being sucked by Jupiter, a huge, giant planet. And back in the 1990s, several pieces of a comet or an asteroid came so close to Jupiter, Jupiter ripped that one body into 21 tiny pieces. And one after the other, over the days, it struck Jupiter. And this is the diameter of the Earth. It made huge holes in the planet. These black marks out here, they are planet-sized scars, and temperatures reach 20,000 degrees Celsius. And these scars remained on the surface of Jupiter for a long time. So they can have a lot of impact. Next one. And sometimes a visitor from space can come close to Earth also. Right? Earth is in that firing line of fire. Told you, right? Right? Do you know what the moon looks like? Even if I've not seen the moon, what pictures? If you've seen some pictures of the moon, what do you see? You see fire on the moon? Or on the moon? Spring? Hills? Craters? What do you see? Craters. You see craters, right? You see craters. Exactly. Now, if some visitor like this comes too close to the Earth, next one, and some of them fall on the moon. Now, when they fall on the moon, this is what happens. You can see these round circular depressions. They are nothing but impact sites. What are they? Impact sites. Next. And these objects are moving fast, huh? 20, 30, 60 kilometers per second. Per second. You can go from Churchgate to Virar in 1 second. Especially those who stay very far away would have loved to, sit a little, take a little ride. Who are those people? Panvel Virar. Agra, anybody? Sorry. Anybody staying beyond, very far away? Okay. So look at this whole thing. And the best part is, just to a fun fact, even our Earth was hammered by a similar number of asteroids and meteorites over crores of years. See, asteroids and meteorites don't fall every single day. They may fall once every 10 or 15 years. But if you take 400 crore years or 300 crore years, the total number of impacts add up, and you have something like this on the moon. Crater within crater. Look at this. Some of them are as small as a dinner plate. Some of them are as big as this room. Some of them are the size of villages and cities. Next. Yeah, next. So, if one enters the Earth, alright, the Earth has some Suraksha Kavach around it. What do you think that is? Magnetic field. What else?
The atmosphere.
The atmosphere. What else? Layer of gases, the atmosphere. That's right. It has a protective layer known as the layer of gases. Right. And this layer of gas says, this is my planet. Japun ka ilaka hai. This is what we are. This is who we are. I'm going to try to stop you. Next. So, this is a haze. This haze is nothing but our little layer of air, a protective layer. It's a very thin layer, but it's a very effective layer, mind you. It's a very thin layer, but very effective layer. Something the size of a school bus or double the size of a school bus, our Earth can stop. But something that goes larger, we will not be able to do much about it. Next. So here, back in 2013, there's this place called Chelyabinsk in Russia. It's a big industrial province, and inside this Chelyabinsk city. So what happens is, next one, early in the morning, at around, it says out here, 9:20. Okay, in 2013, 15th of Feb, many people get their cars stolen. Cars are stolen in Chelyabinsk. So people put these dash cams. You get that? Road rage, dash cams, they put all these things. Suddenly a big fireball, brighter than the sun, double the size of a school bus, entered the atmosphere, and it exploded into many tiny pieces. And the explosion was enough of 19 Hiroshima bombs. And 19 Hiroshima bombs, something the size of 1.5 times the diagonal length of this, released the power of 19 Hiroshima bombs at a height of 29 kilometers. And what we saw from here is something like this. Next one. So it started off as a small little ray of light, but then it just became brighter and brighter and brighter. And as it went through the atmosphere managed to stop the whole thing. Next. And when it exploded into tinier and tinier pieces, there were massive explosions, boom, boom, boom. And all the people who had gone to school, the kids who had gone to school, they're like, oh, miss, that's what's out here. Some people thought that they're being attacked by USA. I mean, literally, the Russian defense agency had to contact some people and said, where does this object come from? Where does this missile come from? Is it from New York or Nagpur? I don't know. Sorry, Nagpur is not in USA, sorry. Where has it come from? And they found out it's come from space. Then the Russians started to look up. Do the Americans have a space force now? But the answer was no. Right? So let's go ahead. But when this explosion happened, when the sound waves came, so all the people, the kids, they were looking like, what is that? They were really looking up. They went towards the glass, they went towards the windows, and they started to look here and there. And then finally, we know very well that light travels faster than sound, and sound moves slower than light. So after 2.5 minutes, there was this terrifying set of explosions. And glass shattered, window frames were bent, And at least 1100 people, anywhere between 900 and 1100 people, were injured. They were looking like human porcupines with pieces of glass stuck right in their neck and their face, and they look like, you know what do you say? What do they say? I've got a glittering personality. They could say that some of my own mind. Next. So this is a damage caused to an office. Next one. This is what one of the walls look like. And mind you, this is from almost 30 kilometers away. Okay? The asteroid didn't even touch the ground. Next. And a piece of it fell in the lake. And it was pulled up with the help of a crane. Alright? And it was named the Chelyabinsk meteorite. If one falls in Bhanduk, it is known as the Bhanduk meteorite. Can you imagine? If one falls in Kolaba, Kolaba meteorite. If it falls in Chinchpokli, Chinchpokli meteorite or asteroid or something. Okay? Okay. Chinchpokli, big huge boom. Okay, let's go. Next. So scientists were very amazed. There were these reporters and they wanted to know what fell out of the sky. Next. And a part of it is in the museum. Okay? Next. So, alright. So this is nice. There are many things I want you to learn. There are comets. Can you see this?
Yes.
Comets, asteroids, meteoroids, meteors, and meteorites. I will start with this. Meteoroids are very small, the size of a grain of rice, or a pea, or a marble. A very large meteoroid, more than 5 meters in diameter, is known as an asteroid. And these are comets. You can make a comet in your house also. Take some ice, take some water, take some mud and soil, mix it up nicely, put it in a plastic bag. No, don't throw it. These guys are destructive. I hope you don't threaten the teachers at PTPC. Like, ice here, plastic, ice, water, rubber band, and then you go, okay, before or put on. You can see it. Not like that, no? I hope not. Okay. So, asteroids are massive, and comets are dirty ice balls or icy dirt balls. But the wonderful part is, this meteors called shooting stars. And people feel that shooting stars are actually falling stars of Tootha Hua Tara. Because back then, people used to believe that from the thousands of stars that are visible in the sky, one of them, like a grandma's loose tooth, has come loose and just disappeared like that. But the thing is, it's not. It's small particles of dust and ice and small particles of sand which are floating around in space. Earth, like a lovely vacuum cleaner, pulls it in because of its gravity, and because of the friction of air, it burns up in the atmosphere. So what we see as a nice streak of light, and we hold our beloved's hand and says, now we can make a wish. And then she says, I wish a 2-carat diamond. And then the man says, I wish that shooting star had not come. You know? So finally, if the object is really huge like an asteroid, and if it shatters into many pieces, or if it falls down and explodes into many pieces, the resulting piece is known as a meteorite. Meteorite is what survives of the asteroid. The surviving piece is known as a meteorite. What you see with your eye, the visual phenomenon, meteor. Meteoroids, tiny objects. Meteorites, the big boys of space. And comets, of course, they are also great. Next. So what are the 3 basic kinds? Stony, they are 90% stone, 10% metal. Iron, we call it iron because 93% iron and 6% nickel and 1% a collection of other metals. And finally, got stony iron, which is a mixture of gemstones and iron in a matrix. Next. They look like this. Just imagine holding this up, you know. Gems, actually celestial gems. All this is metal, the dark part, and these are olivine crystals. This is a piece of iron that fell from the sky, and this is a mixture of stone and iron. Now, why are they so different? Why are they so different? Now, this may look a little daunting, but don't worry about it. I just want you to pay attention to this. Imagine this to be our Earth. What is in the center of the Earth? Core. What is the core made up of? Lava? No. Magma? No. It's just an iron-rich ball. It's just an iron-rich ball. Okay, 5,500 degrees Celsius is just an iron-rich ball, iron and nickel-rich ball. It's there in the center of the earth. Surrounding it is another layer, the mantle, which is a mixture of molten materials. But in an asteroid, the mantle can be a mixture of rock and metal. And on the surface of that asteroid, there's only rock. So the densest materials sink in the middle. You understand, right?
Yes.
If you have oil and water and stone, what's at the bottom? Stone. Then you got water. Then you got oil. So in our earth, in the case of our earth, rocks are not heavy. Rocks are the lightest things on earth. Rocks are the lightest thing on earth. What's really heavy is iron and nickel, which sinks to the core. Then comes the mantle. What is the mantle? It's a mixture of some metals and molten rock. And finally you have the crust, thin little thing, the malai on the surface of the milk utensil. And after that you got a sphere of water known as the hydrosphere and a sphere of air known as the atmosphere. So when these things break up, sometimes you may have a iron piece entering the Earth's atmosphere. So hence they are known as ions. Sometimes you may have a little bit of iron, little bit of gemstones. And sometimes you have pieces of the asteroid which are 90% stone, 10% iron. Next. So this is what they look like when they fall on the ground. And this crack has not been made by Thor or this fact that. And how fast do they fall? 200, 300 kilometers per hour, like a golf ball. It's not that bad. But if you find one, like if you're walking and you find one fall in the garden, just take any cloth you have or a bag that you have. You don't need to wear a glove. If you think it's warm, take a handkerchief, put it up, put it in your bag, zip it, and call me. Because I'll help you sell it. And if it's a fresh find, some of these rocks can go for $25 to $30 a gram. So if you have a 2 kilogram rock, that's 2,000 grams into $25 per gram, that's a lot. And if it's really rare, if it's Martian, it's 6 times the value of gold. If it's on the moon, 6 times the value of gold. And if it's a really rare one, known as a carbonaceous chondrite, because it's got amino acids and carbon and other molecules, it can go for $1,000 a gram. And that will, you can then tell the faculty of your Dr. Balani, Dr. Kochar, Dr. Tyagi. I know I love teaching. But I would like to do it honorarily now. I won't charge a salary. What do you say? You're not going to charge a salary? Of course not. Because I've got something in the back. And then you pick up the whole thing and you show it to them. What's that? And you know, it's an asteroid. And zip it back, please. Because everybody wants to retire early. Who knows who will want to steal it and run away from you? Okay? So if you find something like this.
So how will you come to know this is, I am speaking the truth?
You can authenticate these meteorites by certain tests. Okay? There are certain lab tests, yes. Next. And if you look at, can you go back? And if you look at the surface of this rock, it's burnt up. It's not a fusion crust. It's been traveling through an atmosphere at 20-30 parts per second. The heat is so intense, it gets a little layer of burnt rock. Next. So people detect this, they find these, they go searching for them, really happy and all. And this what they do is, okay, that's not my brother. What they do is they wear earphones, okay? And the earphones are linked to a certain machine out here. This machine has a wire that leads to a certain magnetic coil. This magnetic coil sends ultrasound waves into the soil, which can penetrate to a depth of 3, 4, or 5 feet. And if there is a metal object, any metal object like wire, chunk, money, old hammer, a spade, or a meteorite, it will detect it. And it will send the signal back in the form of a whistling or a screeching sound. That means the man will come and he will pick up the ground and they might find a meteorite. But if you start off like this in Mumbai, you'll find pipes, you'll find wires, you'll find everything in the city. These are known as meteorons. What are they known as? There are meteorons and there are meteorites. So most often you will find meteorons, but there is a chance you'll find meteorites also. Okay, we'll go, let's go on. This guy, you know these guys? The meteorite men, Jeff Notkin and I forgot his name, Steve Arnold. They met in 2003 or 4 in Chile. They have been hunting meteorites all since. And this is a 245 pound, which is approximately 110 kilogram meteorite that they found in Kansas. And Kansas is a state in United States. They found it in the farm. They told the farmer, whatever we find, you can put 25% and the remaining is ours. You get a lot of money, we give you something back. But I'm a little upset at them because they didn't call me. Next. So, where is this? Meteor crater, Arizona, USA. And this is 1.7 kilometers in diameter, 500 feet deep. You can put a 50-floor building inside. And this was caused by an object the size of badminton court. But how can something that small cause such great dramatic damage or destruction? It is the speed, the kinetic energy of the object is so great, and that when it hits the ground, all the energy that is holding the atoms and molecules together, it just dissipates and it causes a massive crater. So this is known as meteor crater. This is the museum out here. You park your cars out here, you go in a bus, they show you everything, and it's good fun. That's a shadow of a cloud. What is this? Pond? Any guesses? Plus 10 in all your papers if you can guess this. Lona Lake, very good. Plus 10, which paper do you want? Your son's unit test paper is under 8. Answer. Okay, fine. Done. Got it. This is where is Lona Lake? Can you please tell us? It's Maharashtra, Buldana district. Buldana district in Maharashtra. 9 hours drive from here. 52,000 years ago, a big asteroid fell, created a hole. The color of this lake changes, goes to pink and everything goes down to different colors. You add some haldi, turmeric inside this water in a small cup. It goes from yellow to blood red. You take some of the soil and you take a magnet over it and you move the magnet around. The soil starts dancing. It shows a high metal acidic content or the iron content in the soil around it. And sometimes even your compasses go disorder. They don't know where to point north or south because the whole place has a high concentration of metals in it. So Lona Lake, visit it. It's a huge crater right here in Maharashtra. We just don't know about it also. Yes, next. Here it is. Surrounded by tamarind trees and so many trees. It's a beautiful picturesque place. Next. A huge one, 300 kilometers in diameter. Next. And this one. What are these? Do you know which one is this?
The one that wiped out the dinosaurs.
The one that wiped out dinosaurs. Yes, my ancestors. The one which wiped out dinosaurs. This is known as the Yucatan Peninsula. What peninsula? Yucatan. And 65 million years ago, when dinosaurs were grazing, and of course the location of everything was different, something the size of Mount Everest, hit the ground. Now is there chalk out here?
Yes.
Oh, there is. Where is a piece of chalk? I don't want to draw anything. I just want to hit somebody. Actually, I won't do it. I'm less foolish than I was before, but I can't trust myself anymore. Alright. If the same young, brave man.
This brave man is going to be a teacher very soon. So
Very soon.
whatever he gives, it will come back to him.
Okay. Now, I'm going to hold the chalk. You're going to stand out here. Now, okay, that's very far. That's my aim. So No, I wouldn't promise. We'll walk back home. Don't worry. So if I throw this like this, okay, if I just throw down his head like that, it'll hit his forehead, okay, and it'll fall down. If I throw it a little faster, he'll say, ouch. Am I correct?
Yes.
And if I'm one of those baseball throws like that. That full speed, huh? He'll go nice. And for the next 7 days, all the women in class will be very jealous of you because you are a natural, non-removable bindi out here. Okay? Nice red dot right here. You want one? She's raising her hand. Okay? Acha. But now if I fire it from a gun, and providing that this piece of chalk can withstand the velocity, you wouldn't have a bindi, you have a bindu. Like right here and going right here and coming out right here. You get that? So what causes destruction? What I want to say is, what causes destruction is not the mass of the object, of course it makes a difference, but the velocity of the object. The energy it contains, the kinetic energy it contains. Once it hits the ground, it has to go somewhere. Where does it shed it? It sheds it with the earth. And if the earth can't take it, it's a big hole. You get it? Right? Next. Yeah, you may have a seat. So, something like that happened, huge 10-kilometer object, hit the water, and there was an explosion. Yes. And that's what happened to the dinosaurs. It was the last meal. Thank God this asteroid came. Because if they had not come, and you were in your house, on the first and second floor, you could be having soup and eating a meal, and suddenly a T-Rex will come. It doesn't make you away. Like, Mama, where's Mama gone? Mama! Where's Mama? Something like that. So, asteroids didn't have any NASA or any kind of space program which could defeat them or defend them. Next. One more, Campo del Cielo in Argentina. Next. They found a 20-ton rock, pure metal, 20 tons. Next. Another one, 7,850 kilograms, peso means weight. Campo del Cielo means the field of the sky. People who are looking for metals found pieces of big stones with just metals and they thought they had found a mine. Actually, they never knew that the metal they are picking up is from outer space. Next one. See how the rust is there. This one is 37,000 kilograms. It's a good idea they didn't move it. Next one. Next. That's all, folks. So we're done. Alright? And thank you. What we are going to do is, I'm going to give you an opportunity to see some of these pieces, like the one that fell in Chelyabinsk. I've got a small piece of it. And the Campo del Cielo, a small little fragment of this piece. And another one which fell in Russia, in the Sikhote Mountains. And there's one from China also. But I know it's real, I know it's China, but it definitely is real. And I'm going to show it to you all right now. So you all can just stand, stretch and sit, or just have a quick chat. And what I'll do is I'll lay these out. You can have a gallery walk right on the table. So you all can all, I'll put one here, I'll put one in the middle, and I'll put one there. I don't require computer.
So we can switch off
Play boys can come, please. We can also play boys can come. Play boys.
I'm going to find.
बच्चों को टेबल रखो ना. He wants to have a gallery walk. You will have. We can switch off this now.
Yes.
Sarosh?
Yes, ma'am. Projector is not required.
Now we will have gallery walk.
Just a gallery walk for 10 minutes and then 10, 15, 20 minutes.
Tables can be used.
Yeah, we can use one here, ma'am, one here. Okay.
You can place it over here.
So this is out of the world. I bought these. I ordered them. Some because you get a certificate of authenticity, and each stone is numbered, categorized, and in a category, and you can resell them also. If you have the certificate, you can sell it for the prevailing market rate. That's something.
Sarosh, we can have it over here.
हाँ जी.
And one week set we can have it.
Where do I keep them, ma'am? All here? Just below. Okay, so I'll just tell you what these are all about.
So you will come, you will just watch it, and then we will start going on.
I'll give you a small briefing on what it is. The first piece. Alright, the first piece is known as Sikhotalin. Sikhotalin is a mountain range in Russia. Sikhotalin is a mountain range in Russia. And something the size of 23,000 kilograms fell into the ground on 12 Feb 1947 when the farmers were working. It was a witness fall. People saw it fall in their farmland. And when it fell, it tore into many, many pieces. This is a 4.5 gram shrapnel or a piece of that original metal asteroid. And this is from a core of an ancient asteroid. And each of them is older than the Earth. There is no stone on Earth which is older than these. The 4.56 billion years old, each of them. 456 crore years old each. First they were orbiting between Mars and Jupiter, now they are in front of you. I want you to see them. Just be careful, some of them have a glass casing. Then this one was in Chelyabinsk. And this glass is one of the original glass piece from the city of Chelyabinsk, which was shattered by the shock wave of that invading visitor from the sky. And these three pieces are actual fragments of the Chelyabinsk meteorite. And see how black they are and dark they are, because they have burnt as they re-entered the Earth. And this is a 3-in-1. The top one was found in Morocco. It fell on Earth 1 lakh years ago. It is a stony iron, which is a mix of iron and stone. The second one is the Campo del Cielo. Did I not show you the one fell in Argentina? Yes. Now that was weighing 191,000 kilograms. Out of that 191 tons, 191 tons, this is a small 57 gram piece. And the last one is from China, which fell in 1516 AD. Now you'll say, sir, oh, I need those. Huh? I know it's tempting, but I need those later on. Now you'll say, sir, are these just from 1516? That means it's practically 500 years old. No, it fell on Earth 500 years old. Something. This one fell in 2013, but their actual age is crores of years old. So I invite you, one after the other, to have a look. Okay? And please don't try to experiment with a fellow. Hi. If you don't think this, oh, see, I've got one piece. Chop se kya faida? I'll take the real thing and I'll go like that. These are expensive. They're quite delicate also. So yes, please, everybody, have a look. And you can hold them in your hand. But all right. Well, the metal ones are costing approximately $2 a gram. The Sikhotalin is more expensive, $10 a gram. And the one which has the piece of glass is just 2.5, 3 grams total. But with import duty, it's $180. $180, yes. No, $180 for the 3 pieces, including import duty, which is 41%.
They almost look like stones.
They are stones, but they are stones from outer space.
Like, you know,
Why, okay, do one thing. Why don't, no. Why don't you read what's behind? Read loudly. Ma'am, you want to read? Read it.
Cataclysm from the sky, LL5 stone meteorite. The world will forever remember the videos of a massive fireball and explosion over the Russian city of
Chelyabinsk
on February 15, 2013. More than 1,000 people were injured by the most widely documented meteorite impact in history. These are genuine pieces of
genuine pieces
of the Chelyabinsk meteorite, along with a piece of window glass that was shattered by the massive shockwave.
Keeping it on the table and not taking it further away from the table.
Right.
No, but
I've got 3 different tables, so you all can
they have a
rotate.
texture like real stones that we see on the ground.
Yes. but that outer layer is known as a fusion crust.
Okay.
Fusion crust.
Wouldn't they change the
Inside they are
color
more
with time?
better.
Because when they fall, they're hot, so they will be like a
No, when they fall, actually they're just lukewarm to the touch. But yes, these metallic meteorites, they get exposed to the normal atmospheric water. They start rusting.
and the fact that it looked like the photos में भाई मतलब मुझे ही देना है कुछ
Proving their movement.
But now the metal factor, so you will see these kind of pieces. But how do you put them apart with metro?
So because these have been so
Of course, these are
they basically labs. They kept in certain machines which can study the meteorological content and percentage. So once it's determined that nickel and iron is there, so nickel and iron combinations are usually meteorites. Right? And it's got strontium, it's got iridium, cobalt, sulfur, and many tiny trace metals. So the predominant metal is iron and nickel, and the stony ions, one which was found in Morocco, Africa, they are a mixture of both gemstone and stone.
The one that fell in Russia was all stones or
It was 85% stone, 15% metal.
Okay, so it was a mix.
Yes. The other one that fell in Argentina is 100% metal.
So they must be more glowing and more sharper.
They are they are sturdier. I mean, they are more dense.
But they must be sharper.
It depends how they break. Some of them melt and fall as a round lodestone, and some of them basically are fractured into tiny pieces. Some stars, constellations. If you see constellation in another part of the world, that's a different story for your stone, they have but there are also old rocks which are also high metal acid. And when you go bond over it, it becomes those are called spot rocks because they are rocks with high iron content. Not every rock will have high iron content.
I never understood the concept of elements because
Elements are there, all elements which we have here.
no, how the formation of ice is usually with the water.
Yes.
And the comets
Comets have got ice in dirt.
so how do they have water content?
Because water is not limited to only to Earth. Water is quite a vast molecule found in parts of the Earth. Because huge quantities of iron, metals, gases, helium, strontium, and found everywhere in the universe. In different percentages. Floating in the form of ice, or on the surface of another planet in the form of hot water, or ocean water, ice, or water vapor. No, we are very lucky that we have water in all three states. We have water vapor, we have ice also, and we have liquid, gaseous, and solid. Comets, comets, when you see comets, the sun's heat evaporates a gas or it sublimates a gas and the dust into a long tail. So there are two tails in the comet, a dust tail and a gas tail. Right? So we'll be here for 5 more minutes. Okay?
that is one
And people who watch this opposite like Titan is a meteorite, what's right, but the dial is made of a meteorite.
शुकांत रख एक मिनट फोटो लेना
Any questions? Who decides the price? Rarity. How rare? For example, the one in Morocco is very rare. There are only 5% of the ones are stony ions. Ions are 10% of them, and the stone ones, which have high stone content and low iron content, they are the majority, 85-90%. So the price of an asteroid or a meteorite is basically determined by its rarity. And some people say that we can mine an asteroid half a kilometer in diameter. It'll be costing several quadrillion dollars. But that's not right. If you bring that asteroid to a custodial facility, there'll be so much of the metal, the price of the metal will fall. Imagine if I had a small little moon made up of diamond. You'd say, oh, I'll become such a rich person. No. With such a big piece of diamond now on Earth, it'll be as common as sand. Why would you like to pay for, who would pay for an item that is plentiful in supply? For what? Department transport? No. So there are these asteroid research people, there are these scientists, and they create and they see the asteroids and the meteorites, and they determine the price of the price of the
I'm sure price could be varying from
place to place. It varies from piece to piece. If it's a fresh fall, if it happens tomorrow, 8th of Jan, and you find pieces within the first week, they are very expensive because everybody, like vultures coming down to a carcass, you will have meteorite hunters from all over the world coming in hunting the Chinchbuki meteorite. Understand? Right. So, but whatever happens, wherever it falls, if you find one, what you can call man.
So I think you definitely enjoyed the museum which has actually come to Bombay Teachers Training College, and that's the lovely collection. If you click one picture, it costs money. That is called plagiarism. So Mr. Sarosh should not be allowing that. So live plagiarism is taking place by this brave boy, which should not happen. And I'm sure if you are done with the selfie pics also and enjoying the late evening at BTTC, and most beautiful part is going to come now, when we are going to go on the terrace and we are going to enjoy the experience of watching Mere Man Ke Sitare, Chanda Mama Dur Ke. And I think now, how do we teach that? When I remember, my question is, we used to teach children, my very intelligent mother has just shown us what, 9 planets.
Now it is, I think.
So the nuance is changed.
It's incomplete now.
It's incomplete now. So
My very efficient
The
mother
cover new one.
serve us nuts.
Mother just
Just
served us
Nuts.
Noodles. Okay.
Noodles.
I don't like noodles. No, as an intelligent mother, I will never serve noodles to my children.
Nuts.
Nuts. Yes, fine. So thank you very much, each one of you. The choice is yours. You can let your bags remain here in the class. But now,
There was a bubble wrap, no?
It'll take time to wrap it up.
Put it for you.
Chacha, take it. I know. Take it. Chalo.
so now we are going, yes, before that, quickly come up here on the stage, each one of you. If you are in the picture today, you will get the certificate. So quickly come near the stage, we will have a group picture.
Yeah, sure.
And then we are going to go up on the terrace and we are going to dance, enjoy, sing and see the stars. Whole group please come closer. सामंत आप हमारी हेल्प कर सकते हैं पिक्चर खींचने के लिए. Come fast. Yeah, the longest service, they are going to be honored for this annual day for the longest service to the GTC.
Samana.
1, 2, 3.
Yes. Sing a song for the stars.
Is my hair okay?
Thank you so much, and please use the stairs. Do not wait for the lift. Yes, come, we will go up now. And do not forget there is vada pav and a cup of tea for you all on the dais. I do not know this clap was for Sarosh, Baria or for vada pav. Quickly, come, let's go up.